Even going to talk about this because I hate participating in the drama. I hate the circular firing squad that often builds on the left. But it's really important that my audience know what's going on. So I am going to talk about it. I was named in an article in Wired yesterday.
All right, guys. So this is the full episode of David Pakman losing his mind. David Pakman, I guess playing damage control to the fact that he's been caught getting, NGO money to basically make you think that the Democrats have the answer to all of our problems, never give pushback to the Democrats, and his audience is not happy at all. They are turning their back on him. And so now he has to address this article because, yes, his name was in it. His name is in it, and so is Brian Tyler Cohen. So I'll have to be looking to see if Brian Tyler Cohen did talk about this. But I think it's absolutely hilarious to watch. I think it's hilarious to watch when both sides do this kind of talk. But let's go ahead and get right into it.
And the article is about a so-called dark money group on the left called Chorus. And I'm named in the article along with other creators as being part of the group. And since this article came out, I've heard from a bunch of you. David, did you sell out? David, is the DNC telling you what to say? How could you do this to us? I knew back in 2021 when you had the following to say that you must have been getting paid by someone, and here's the proof. And I was not even going to give this the time of day, but my relationship with you, my actual audience, is the most important thing. And so I decided to do this segment. I also was told that other creators, like a Twitch streamer named Hassan Piker, were covering this in ways that don't reflect the reality of the situation and are perpetuating falsehoods about what is and isn't going on. Now,
that is actually hilarious that Hassan Piker this really is an infighting with the left right now.
I can't speak to the motives of the people that wrote the article or those that are reacting to it. I can't get in their heads. All I can do is tell you what's going on, and then you can judge and you can make an assessment of me. Now, I also want to mention, I'm aware that many of the people I'm hearing of aren't even part of my audience. They're doing well, now I'm unsubscribing, and they mostly were never subscribed. And so I'm aware of that, but it doesn't matter because I want.
Stop it, David. You don't even know that that's true. You have no way to prove that. You have no way to, I'm sorry. You can't prove that because you may have I have multiple accounts. I have multiple accounts on YouTube, right? And you never know. I could have subscribed with one account that you don't know it's me, but then I'm making the video with the other account. So you have no way to prove that. Stop, okay?
I want to make sure my audience hears from me about this. Now, the most important thing to say is that the idea behind this group is exactly what I've been advocating for years. For years I've been saying the left needs to organize independent media in the way that the right has been doing. The left needs to fund independent creators the way that the right does. The right has won even arguably presidential elections because they're organized with regard to online and independent media. They're killing us. We've been so behind. And this kind of support for creators is exactly what I've been advocating for. Now, the article is riddled with inaccuracies, and they're not minor inaccuracies. First and foremost, this group has nothing to do with the DNC. People writing saying, the Democratic Party is telling people what to say. At its base, the group has nothing to do with the DNC.
If you guys like this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Guys, please hit subscribe. I don't know what's going on, but it would really, really help me out if you guys did hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you to everybody who's watching this. You know what? I'm going to add into a video of Tim Pool calling this out months ago. I have to say he was right because he was, and I mean months ago, he was, not to say losing his mind, but he was calling out the boosting that was going on with Brian Tyler Cohen and David Pakman. And to think, because this group, whatever this is, do not think that they don't pay for bots and boosting and things like that, right? Allegedly, I don't want to get in trouble, no liabilities, but to me, it's like, well, how else would it work? Because the numbers are crazy, but I don't like to think that somebody's being boosted because it just does something to yourself. Like, I don't want any limiting beliefs when it comes to YouTube, but these things do happen.
Period. Number 2, I do not get clearance for anything I say. I do not run interview questions by anyone at Chorus. I don't tell Chorus when I'm going to be doing an interview. Not a single segment I have done, not a single question I've ever asked a guest has anything to do with Chorus. They don't tell me what to talk about. They don't tell me who to interview. They don't tell me how to cover a story. There are no restrictions of any kind on my content. I've never covered a story because Chorus suggested I do it. I've never not covered a story because Chorus suggested I not do it. There is no content relationship of any kind. So what does Chorus do? They run technical trainings, how to produce content, how to make your operation more efficient. How do you take a small shop of 1, 2, or 3 people and put content out on multiple platforms the way I've been doing successfully for decades? They set up mentorship relationships between larger creators like me and small up-and-coming creators who are looking to do content, which is something I've said for years we need to be doing. They do advocacy trainings. They do media trainings. How do you deal with adversarial media, reporters with bad intentions who contact you? They do legal training so we understand how is the right-wing machine potentially going to come after us? How do you organize your business to be protected? That's what they do. And I want to make this really clear, and I know that 99% of my actual audience knows this. If this was a group or an organization that required me to get permission before saying things, or fed me talking points, or told me, David, talk about this and not about that, or anything like that, I would never be part of it, period.
So then, but why are they paying y'all $8,000 a month? What do they get from this? So they pay you to give you stuff? It is something, there's something more fishy to this situation. I want to see what his audience, what the comments look like in here. Taking $8K a month from some big organization is not being independent. Wow. David Pakman. Wow. $8K a month is a huge salary. What are you paid to do? And how do I get that job? And the thing is, well, $8K a month really is not that huge, to be quite honest. But but the thing is, it's $8K a month to do what exactly? Because I'm hearing that they're giving you $8K a month to do things. And here's the other thing, though. David doesn't talk about the genocide. He doesn't discuss Mamdani. How do you end up with an audience of Democrat voters and yet avoid discussing the most important issue on the minds of Democratic voters? Although he doesn't run interview questions by his dark group, I do believe he's not allowed to discuss specific subjects. And a lot of people will say that. I'm glad you responded, but not that happy with your response. Your circular fire squad comment seems dismissive to me. Wow. What we need, David, is transparency. Oh my goodness! In the story, it says the contract tells you they have to approve if you criticize specific people. Forget it. If they're looking at the contract and that's what they're seeing, David doesn't even need to, sit here and act like that's not what's happening. There's not a single, okay, maybe there's like 1 or 2 comments that are okay with him, but wow, these people are not happy here at all. Although this did get, okay, so this got 55,000 views. Now, David can pull a lot of views on his channel. I mean, shout out to him again. I'm not here to be that person like, oh, I think he's bot. Okay, that was an hour ago. His numbers are very back and forth. I don't know. I really don't know. Sometimes I just can't quite gauge it because it's like one is 100K, 345K, 47K. So like I said, I don't want to be that person who's like, he's botting himself or something like that. But let me just real quick.
Here's David Pakman. Trump, disoriented Trump Trump. It's just like the third time I've shown you this stuff. But going over the new Elsagate phenomenon.
So, but the thing is, so in this one, there was another one where he was complaining about, like when sometimes on Tim Pool IRL, he does complain about, you know, their views and stuff like that. I mean, but that is how the algorithm works. So to be honest, me showing you this actually defended David Pakman more than anything, because what you're complaining about is something that doesn't make sense. I mean, these people, they are gonna. We did the same thing with Joe Biden. You know what I mean? Like we complained about Joe Biden. We complained about Joe Biden, you know, and we had every right to do so. So I'm not going to come at these people because they are on the left. But he was saying that's how he's getting his numbers, was by spamming the algorithm like that. But maybe that's not how. Maybe there's more to it than what meets the eye. And there was a time, yes, when Temple was talking about, you know, left-wingers being boosted by bots and all of that. But look, at the end of the day, I don't really trust most of these people who call themselves, who's really independent anymore. I mean, really, who is? What, me? You know? So it's like, you know, but it is what it is. But it's just fun to watch. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.